Hey, this is Wake Angel 2001 coming at you with the Sonic Boom vlog. This episode was called Fiendbot. Now, before we get to this, I just wanted to talk about a couple of things. First of all, when I woke up this morning to go to work, I of course turned on Cartoon Network to watch Justice League Action. And since it was a few minutes before Justice League Action actually started, I had to watch some of the Teen Titans Go episode that came before it. And it was the episode where they dress up in the Justice League's costumes and go confront Darkseid, who's voiced by Weird Al Yankovic. And, you know what's funny about that? That is the exact same episode of Teen Titans Go that they gave last week in that time slot. Like, is the network so incompetently managed that they would actually give the same episode in the same time slot 2 weeks in a row? Are they really that incompetent at Cartoon Network these days? Alright, and fortunately, of course, Sonic Boom isn't aired on Cartoon Network anymore. It's aired on Boomerang. Although I'm not sure if that's a good thing, because that seems to be where they dump shows they plan on canceling soon. Hopefully it'll still get a third season. Now I'm nervous. Alright, so this episode, like I said, was called Fiendbot. And it opens with the characters doing something perfectly relatable, playing video games together. It's a game called Tomatopotamus. Basically, they're like flying hippopotamuses that shoot tomatoes at each other. And they're playing it with a single joystick controller, with graphics that make me think of it's an Atari, like an Atari 2600 even, and like. What is it with characters playing retro style video games on cartoon shows? Like Mordecai and Rigby would always play a Sega Master System on regular show, and Sonic and friends are playing what looks like an Atari. It's just like, geez, like, are you afraid that you might accidentally infringe copyrights or have to make new assets if they actually played modern-looking video games? Excuse me if I sniffle a bit. I had to take the train in very cold weather yesterday, and I got the sniffles. All right, so we cut to Dr. Eggman. He's building a new robot. He says that he's uploading all of Sonic's data into this robot to make it the most effective combat unit ever. So he starts playing highlights from previous episodes, like Sonic fighting Shadow and all this, so that all of Sonic's moves can be put into the robot's brain, so that it'll know exactly how to counteract Sonic. This is kind of like exactly how Dr. Robotnik created the Hyper Metal Sonic for the Sonic OVA anime. Kind of exactly the same thing. Of course, the OVA came out like freaking 10 years ago, so who cares? More than 10 years ago. Wow, I am old. Wow. Now that I think about it, that OVA came out so long ago. I think it was like 1999? Jeez, that OVA came out so long ago. It's been 18 years. Man. I'm getting past myself. Where was I? Oh yeah, so we cut back to Sonic and friends playing video games, and Tails loses first. Amy starts gloating about how she's not the first eliminated, and starts to go off on a rant about girls, about her breaking the stereotype of girls not being good at video games, only to immediately fail. I can't help but wonder if that was just the universe assigned to prove her wrong when she started on some modern third wave feminist rant, because like the joke is supposed to be about how annoying third wave feminism can be. All right, so it's down to Sonic and Knuckles, and they play for hours and hours, getting up to a level that no one's ever reached before. They say it's level 27. And of course, it's an underwater level. And upon being in an underwater level, Sonic panics and screws up, allowing Knuckles to win. And, well, Sonic Boom Sonic is basically 10-year-old me. As soon as I encountered water in a video game back then, I would immediately lock up and just die. So, yeah. So, yeah, it seems that a little tiny bit of my childhood self has been taken from my brain and implanted into the writers of this episode so that they would know to have Sonic fail there. Although Sonic's hydrophobia is a well-established fact even in this continuity, so it's probably just that. Man, I am going way too long and I can't focus because I have the sniffles. Alright, so Sonic made the bet that if he lost the game, he'd buy everybody chili dogs, so he goes to get them. And he goes to Madburger to buy some chili dogs for everybody. And Dave the intern says, "Here we go, chili dogs made from the finest ingredients." And by finest, I mean not expired. Okay, never mind. Like, I guess technically you can sell food that's on the very urge of spoiling, as long as it doesn't. It can spoil like 3 seconds after you sell it, but that doesn't count as selling spoiled food, I guess. So. Sonic is about to carry the chili dogs home when Eggman attacks with this new giant robot. Sonic starts to gloat, but the robot shoots at him while he's talking. The robot says that a weakness is when Sonic engages in his usual banter. So Sonic tries to use his spin attack, to which the robot perfectly blocks, saying that Sonic has a tendency to veer to the right with the spin attacks, so he knows where to block. So Sonic starts to run as the thing starts to shoot missiles and lasers at him. And one of the lasers knocks over a tree, which almost crushes Percy. But Sonic manages to grab her out of the way, and to which she expresses her gratitude. Now I'm actually wondering if this is Percy or Stacy or one of her other Bandicoot siblings. But if there's only one of them, I'm going to assume it's Percy. And it's kind of amazing how just after I give away my Percy figure in that raffle, she just starts to appear a whole bunch of times, huh? maybe I should give away my my Mecha Sally figure in a raffle and see if that can get Sally to come back in other media. I'm never gonna part with my Mecha Sally. You can't have her. She's mine. Alright, so after the Percy thing, the Walrus Lady cries out, "My baby!" again. And it turns out the baby managed to get up into the high rafters of Madburger again, and Sonic runs under to catch him just as he falls. When the robot sees how Sonic is helping people, even while fighting him, he realizes that Sonic isn't a person that he would want to make an enemy of. He wants to make friends with him. So he instead attacks Eggman, who runs away. So of course, with the threat eliminated, Sonic goes to take the chili dogs home, when the robot starts following him like a lost puppy, like a 20-foot tall, 10-ton lost puppy. It's like Clifford the big red dog crossed with the Terminator or whatever. It's adorable. So Sonic gets him back home, and everyone else wants to destroy him, but Sonic convinces them all that he's a good guy. And that the only reason that they're afraid of him is because he's called Fiendbot. So he decides to call him Friendbot instead. And although everyone is skeptical at first, we have a nice little montage sequence where everybody gets along. And they're playing a song in the background, which is another one of those sound-alikes of a pop song. I don't remember the name. I remembered it at the time, but it was like one of those friendship songs. Was it Never Gonna Give You Up? No, it wasn't the Rickroll song. It was another song. I forgot! Damn it! I suppose I could rewatch the episode, and I'm already recording the vlog. So, despite being big and clumsy, they have good times. So we cut back to Eggman, who's doing his plan again, but he realized that the flaw in his plan is that the robot had artificial intelligence, sophisticated artificial intelligence, which allowed it to come across reasoning skills and make decisions against him. So he's putting the same data into a big, dumb, automated laser turret, so that the laser turret will be effective at eliminating Sonic without growing a conscience. Like, Well, kind of like what Metal Sonic did at the end of the Sonic anime OVA. Like, it's just a thing. Yeah. So we have the friends are all gathered together with their new friend bot, and Eggman attacks with a whole bunch of robots, including both the Mega and Destructibot. So everybody starts fighting him, and this is where it gets really awesome because the background music is a remix of the Pacific Rim theme. Da-da-da-da-da-da, you know, the Pacific Rim theme, which is very fitting considering that there's 3 giant robots involved in this fight, and there's giant robot on giant robot action, which is so cool. So the giant robots fight each other. Knuckles is taking on Destructibot while Friendbot is taking on the Mega, and everyone's impressed by Friendbot's fighting, and Knuckles is like, "Hey, I'm fighting a giant robot too. Hey, Fiendbot, I'm supposed to be the strong one on the team." Yeah, but after taking out Destructibot, Friendbot proceeds to help defeat the Mega as well, which you think would drive Knuckles to be a little jealous, but we don't have time for that, as Eggman comes in with the turret, which starts shooting at Sonic. And because it's been programmed with all Sonic's moves, it's capable of tracking his movements a lot better than your average Badnik. So just when Sonic is about to get hit by a plasma beam, Friendbot jumps in and takes a blast right to his center of mass, going offline. Enraged at seeing their friend fall this way, the Sonic's team immediately takes out the turret and then knocks Dr. Eggman over the horizon. And they go to the fallen robot, and we cut to the next scene where Tails is performing repairs in surgical mask and everything. So he says that his AI core was destroyed in the blast, and in order to restore it, Tails could restore it, but it's made out of a material called scarcium, which, given its name, is rather rare. So it says the only way to effectively fix it is the only source of scarcium that they have is a place that they're not gonna like. It's the game cartridge, which means using it will destroy Knuckles' high score. But Knuckles makes the sacrifice, and they cannibalize the game cartridge and use it to repair the AI core. You know, using a video game cartridge to repair a sophisticated robot's artificial intelligent brain kind of reminds me of the Marvel Comics Transformers, which was the first official time that Optimus Prime was killed. Because Optimus Prime died in a video game, and they were able to bring him back to life because the guy saved the backup of his brain on a floppy disk. Which, how much information does a floppy disk hold? A few hundred kilobytes? Yeah, that sounds like enough data to hold a Cybertronian's memories, consciousness, and personality? Sure! So yeah, they use an 8-bit video game cartridge to repair a sophisticated artificial intelligence. Sure, why not? So they bring the robot comes back online, and he has all of his memories, and Tails has modified his cannons to shoot confetti, so everything is great. But they come across this realization, like, hey, he's kind of freaking massive. He doesn't fit in anybody's houses, so they can't really keep him around. So what they do is they take him to the Valley of the Q-Bots. Yeah, a Season 1 callback too. Yeah, so it's not enough that we got a couple of cool robot fights and some nice sound-alike music, but we also get a Season 1 callback. Continuity, yay! So they show the Q-Bots all bumping into each other over there, and they say that this is a place that's inhabited by some other former Eggman robots, and that they're not very smart, and they can use someone to protect them. So he can live there and be their protector, and they'll come to visit, and they even gave him a communicator watch so he could talk to them whenever he wants. You know, this is a nice way to say that this guy, he's not going to be in the cast every week, but you know, he's not even though he may be off camera, he's not gonna be completely abandoned, because like you can always picture like every time the cameras are off, like sure they're probably just calling him just to shoot the breeze every now and then. So the status quo is preserved without eliminating a cool new character, which is good. And so the episode ends with Knuckles telling the robot to always remember that he is the best at hip tomatopotamus and not Sonic, and the robot promises to always remember that, and like in your face, and that's how the episode ends. Okay, so you may notice one inherent flaw in this episode, and that is Styx is not in it, which means that the episode automatically sucks. It's the worst episode of this series so far. Bye bye. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Alright, it's a shame that Styx wasn't in it, but it's kind of a shame that she wasn't in it, because I really would have liked to see Styx reacting to the giant robot being friendly. I mean, she has pretty bad experiences with giant things that are less than evil. Like, remember that giant rock monster that she had to sing to sleep? and it King Konged her around the place? So yeah, Styx would be like, oh no, I know how this goes. The big friendly giant isn't destructive, so you don't want to fight him, but then he's going to be carrying me around King Kong style until and it's left with me throwing my voice out singing lullabies all day again. I can just imagine that's what Styx would have said, except she would have found some way to make it the delivery even crazier. This was a badnik turned good storyline. Basically, this guy is like a giganticer version of E123 Omega. So I guess you could say that in a bizarre way, Friendbot is a giant E123 Omega. He's giant Omega, and he's Hyper Metal Sonic rolled into one. Very cute. I liked this episode. I really did. I mean, like this robot has a really cool design. He looks like a gigantic piece of construction equipment, but then that's what most of Eggman's robots look like in this continuity. So yeah, he's pretty darn fantastic. He even has a little metal eyebrow, so his face is expressive despite lacking a mouth. And he can even dilate his pupils into giant puppy dog eyes to make himself look more endearing, which is what he did to convince Sonic to let him follow him home. So cute. Alright, so this was a really great episode. I love the introduction of this new character, and this season has been pretty much high tier. I've enjoyed every episode so far. Alright, so my voice is starting to hurt. This has been Wake Angels 2001 doing the vlog. Still recommend this series, hoping that it gets renewed for a third season now, because this season has been good all the way through. And I'm going to go ahead and sign off.